The DMK is back at doing what it does best to try and fling accusations, most of them lies. We're going to prove one outright lie that is being mentioned by its political setup, especially the Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin. What is he saying? He's saying that DMK was always opposed to Kachativu being ceded to Sri Lanka. But today, Annamalai took him head on with proof that his father, Mr. Muthuvel Karunanidhi, had agreed to the proposal to cede Kachativu to Sri Lanka. And I'm going to show you the proof. So the proof is really out there. So let's take a quick look at all this stuff using a slide deck, who said what and how this thing ended. I think personally, Annamalai needs to be in Tamil Nadu and he needs to take up each and every one of these battles. I don't think he's going to get a lot of value add by going for 4 months to United Kingdom to learn international relations. What you need to in politics, you learn from the ground, not from any university. Especially most of these universities are bankrupt of ideas. Anyway, this is just my personal opinion. I don't know if Mr. Annamalai is going to decide to continue with that 4-month course. It's up to him, of course. So let's take a quick look at the slide deck. But before that, may I ask you all to please like this video. Thanks in advance. What you're seeing in the backdrop of the two people in the front, which is Stalin and Annamalai, is the Kachativu Island, or at least it's part of it. And it's a very barren island. It doesn't have much vegetation. It's got one church, and there is some sort of a festival that happens every year. People go there. Now, the way Kachativu was ceded to Sri Lanka, there were some agreements in place. For example, Indian fishermen could use the island to dry their nets. They couldn't stay there, but they could spend momentarily like a few hours for the nets to be dried. In fact, I have done a complete story about what happens, why the Sri Lankan authorities always confiscate or arrest the Indian fishermen. So, what is the, we'll come to that in just one moment. What is the allegation that MK Stalin is laying at the door of BJP? BJP used Kachativu for election time rhetoric, says Stalin, seeks lasting solution to fishermen's arrest. This is where, you know the answer to this question and you want to just make it up as if you don't know. Why do I say that? Well, how many of you know that much of the mechanical trawlers, these trawlers can go and suck up the fish, including embryos, off of the coast of India? This has been happening for many years now. Today, there are no fresh fish to be had. And therefore, what happens? Now, the trawlers are there, but they cannot be engaged. By the way, who owns these trawlers? According to Dr. Swami, and you need to go back and look at some of his videos, these trawlers are owned by, and also the associated industries like food processing and storage and all that stuff, by many DMK and ADMK leaders such as Sashikala, T.R. Balu, Kanimori, and I can go on. So this guy knows who is actually owning it. And so why does this become a problem? So these trawlers are there. They don't have a way to fish. They need fishermen. The fishermen whose manual boats have to go long out to the sea to catch fish now, because almost all the fish close to the shore has been sucked dry by these over the years. Unless you wait for a year or two for them to grow back, this ecosystem is completely ruined as of now. So what happens is these fishermen cannot fish off of the coast. They have to go into deep sea and they don't have the wherewithal. You need to have deep nets. You have to be able to have bigger boats, because when the net is heavy, it shouldn't capsize the boat when you try to pull back in. So all this I have done as a multiple series videos, I think 2 years ago. So I encourage you to go back and see fishermen in Tamil Nadu fishermen problem, and you'll see it. By the way, they did not leave one piece of land along the Bay of Bengal. They have gone all the way up to, as far as my eye can see, everywhere off the coast you have a problem. This is not a problem that affects only Tamil Nadu fishermen. It's a problem that affects Andhra fishermen as well as Odisha fishermen and perhaps even West Bengal. So this is the problem. This is the statement of the problem. The fishermen don't have a job because they can't fish. What do? They go and take up menial jobs with these mechanical trawlers, and the mechanical trawlers in turn tell them, look, you need to go to the coast of Sri Lanka to fish these fresh fish or the special type of fish that is available off of the coast. So that stuff, having depleted itself of completely along Indian coast, now they are asking these people to go to the coast of Sri Lanka and fish there. When they do that, they are in violation of international waters. So what happens? The Navy of Sri Lanka picks them up and arrests them. So basically, this is the same set of politicians who are creating this problem, and then when they are caught, they make it an issue. This is like rocking the cradle and also pinching the baby. I've been saying this for a long time. This is not even funny anymore. So he writes to the EAM Jaishankar, urging him to take necessary concrete steps. What concrete steps are there? But when you are repeatedly violating the international laws, what concrete steps do you expect them to do? So these are all things that will not be discussed in the vernacular media in Tamil Nadu, because the entire media is a slave to this DMK parties. If it is not to DMK, it will be to the ADMK. If it is not either, it will be to one of the partners, again back to the Dravida ecosystem. So this is where I see as a challenge for the Bharatiya Janata Party. They need to have 10 Annamalays, really raking up all these things, educating people the real truth behind some of these statements. On top of that, he lays it on. Third term, BJP is in power and they have not been able to come up with a meaningful solution for this. Well. They do have a solution. They are waiting for 2026. I believe BJP will officially announced that Kachativu is back to India, because that is going to be one of the trump cards that they'll play. And at that point of time, it will be too late. So now what happens? DMK, first of all, they have this huge illicit liquor deaths problem. To try and distract the people away from that, to take their attention away from that, what is Mr. Stalin doing? He's talking about Sengol with one of his sidekicks, who, thanks to the largest of the DMK party, one from Madurai, and he's also talking about Kachativu. Here, Annamalai was quick to respond. What did he say? He said the minutes of the meeting between the Foreign Secretary of Government of India and the former CM of TN, Thiru Karunanidhi, revealed that he was fully aware of the ceding of Kachativu to Sri Lanka and was inclined towards accepting the suggested solution. Today, his son, MK Stalin, is lying through his teeth to the people of Tamil Nadu that DMK was staunchly opposed to the Kachativu. So he said, having put the lives and livelihood of the TN fishermen at risk for decades, I told you why, DMK refuses to apologize to the people but seeks recourse for their mistake. What do they want? That Indian fishermen be given complete freedom to go and fish off of the coast of Sri Lanka? What happens to the Sri Lankan fishermen? Where will they go? So these are all things that, they look. I am telling you again, this is exactly like rocking the cradle and pinching the baby. Now he should know that PM Modi has been taking constructive steps. Now here is the proof. Recalling the talks he had in New Delhi with the Chief Minister on 13th October 1973 and with the Chief Secretary and other officials of Tamil Nadu government in Madras on 14th October 1973, before the Indo-Sri Lanka official level talks in Colombo on 15th and 16th October 1973. Foreign Secretary said that the purpose was to keep the Tamil Nadu government fully informed of the developments in the talks with Sri Lanka and get the benefit of the views and suggestions of the Tamil Nadu authorities. Now, what happens? Point number 14. The Chief Minister indicated that he was inclined to accept the suggested solution. Then he also says, for obvious political reasons, he could not be expected to take a public stand in favor of it. The Chief Minister, however, assured Foreign Secretary that he will help keep the reaction at a low key and would not allow it to be played up. Foreign Secretary appreciated this gesture and stressed that nothing should be done to embarrass the central government or turn the affair into an issue before the center and the state. This is the kind of politics that the Dravida parties indulge in. They have really got no mental acumen, intellectual gravitas to take up something where they can have a vision. They can have, okay, we have an industrious society, let's try to make the best use of it. Let's be the hub of one particular technology sector and create job, create prosperity. No, they want to keep their people dumb. They don't want them to learn Hindi. They don't want them to learn anything other than what they think is a form of Tamil. They don't want to know about Sanatana Dharma. Look at how Stan's son now is going from court to court, appearing and requesting bail. So all these things are now beginning to come home to roost. In my opinion, the DMK is going to have a lot of trouble between now and elections in 2026. We'll wait and see how this plays out. But again, my 2 cents to Mr. Annamale, I think your presence is needed, and you need to really take a hard look at what is wrong with the BJP setup. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.